Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I just want to say thank you for all of the views with the kimjang video and the kimchi video. And we just want to say thank you and welcome all of our new subscribers. So welcome to our channel. So today we are going to be talking about differences between South Korea and USA. I know it's a really big topic and a lot of people are interested in what's the differences, what are the benefits. The first one is medical. Okay, so we all know that medical is different. So both countries have really good medical and people go to both countries for advice and for procedures. Now, the only difference is Korea is much more affordable. For example, you may know I've had 2 children in Korea and neither of them broke the bank. Thank you. Okay, so we actually did plan to have our second child in Korea just because it is so much more affordable. So for the whole bill, I only spent less than $1,500. I'm just going to use dollars just to make it easy. So less than $1,500 or less than 1,500,000 Korean won. So in Korea, actually everyone who has the national health insurance, they can get a stipend when they're pregnant. So when you prove that you're pregnant, like with baby's heartbeat, the government will give you 500,000 won, basically like $500 to use on your appointments. This covered quite a few months, actually, the 500,000. One big difference is in Korea, they do a lot of ultrasounds, which in America they don't do. Yeah, so some people don't like that. So the stipend would cover, I don't know, 5 or 6 months, maybe even longer, maybe 6 or 7 months. It definitely depends on which kind of hospital you go to. I did not go to like a big university hospital. I actually went to a women's clinic. It was the popular women's clinic in my area in Seoul, and it was really affordable and I really liked it. The doctors spoke English and they were foreigner friendly as well. So that's why I chose that place. So when I went for my delivery, the whole stay and delivering the baby, the medicine room, and also for a special procedure, we spent only 700,000 won, so like $600. And this was the delivery fee with the room. I did have a private room because that's really comfortable. That's definitely what I wanted because I chose to keep the baby in the room with me and not in the nursery. I know that's not usual in Korea, but it was really important for me, and that's what we usually do in America as well. So also there's a cheaper way with the national insurance. You could also stay in a share room, which is like 6 people maybe, and that room is actually free. So you wouldn't have to pay like $600 for the delivery because it's actually covered. For me, $600 was really affordable when I think about America or other countries. Now in America, this is going to cost you much more. So in America, the average that people pay is around $10,000, and that is with insurance. So you're still going to need to pay at least $10,000. And that's just basic delivery from what I hear from friends as well. It can definitely go up way more. Just like the price in Korea could go up a little more. I have some friends who've had a natural birth, like the water birth, and they pay maybe $2,000 or $3,000. So having a baby in Korea is much cheaper and affordable. That's what I really loved about Korea. Second, we can also go to the doctors like whenever we want, basically without an appointment. I know, sounds crazy, right? But it's the truth. So with 2 children, you never know when they're gonna get sick, and it's really nice just to be able to take them whenever they feel bad. So here I can do that. In Seoul, there's at least 1 clinic open on Sundays in the area, which is nice. In Cheongna, there's so many clinics open on Sunday as well until about 1 o'clock. So I can go the whole weekend with no appointment. Even with no appointment, the wait time is very little. Anyways, in America, you'd have to go to the emergency room, or what was it called? It is a little cheaper, but still more expensive. And there's still a wait line. So in Korea, we can go whenever we want with no appointment most of the time. I can go see a gynecologist, take the children to the doctor, get x-rays. I can do all of that with no appointment, and the price is cheap. For example, when I take the children to the doctor, I pay like $4 for the doctor appointment, and then around $2 or $3 for medicine. Actually, in America, the copay could be different. I think it can range from like $20 to $50, $100, $200. So it depends on your copay, and that's what you would pay. So the medical in Korea, I really do love, and that's one part of me that's really scared to go back to America, because I'm not sure how I can survive without being able to go to the doctor whenever I want and paying very little. Next is daycare. If you have children, daycare is important if you are working. Even if you aren't working, it's nice for the child to be social and play with other friends. So in Korea, the government actually pays for daycare, and it's not based on your income. So everyone gets free daycare no matter how much money you make. Come on, that's awesome. In America, daycare is like an arm and a leg. So many people complain about they don't know if they should go back to work because daycare costs the same as what they're making. And it's true. It really is true. I know some people, they actually work and just paying for daycare. Like, that's what they do. However, they don't want to leave their job because of like status or to be a working person. In Korea, having free daycare is really amazing. That is a really big plus about living here. So you get free daycare as long as one parent is Korean. If both parents are foreigners, you do not get free daycare, unfortunately. Fortunately, whatever. But they pay probably around $500 is what I hear from friends. So about $500 for full time if one parent is not Korean. In America, it varies a lot depending on the state, but average is $800 and up, and that's just basic. $800 is usually about like for in-home care and not actually going to a facility, and that's the cheapest. So free daycare, $800 a month per child. I don't know which one is better. You be the judge of that. I'm staying in Korea for that. No. And then if you have 2 children, 800 times 2 is 1,600. That's a lot of money. So yeah, daycare prices are very, very different. Also in Korea, we get like daily updates of pictures and stuff. Most daycares send pictures daily of what your children did with a little note and everything. So that's really nice to see what they're doing in class. And I can see like their food menu and everything. And last is education. I know, the one that is really, really important, and Koreans really, really value education. I know many people are interested in education, and they are interested, oh, how is America's education system compared to Korea? And Americans probably don't know about Korean system as well. They probably just think that Koreans study hard. Okay, well, that is true, but there's so much more that goes into it. The systems are really different, and I would say the US, the majority of studying happens in school. So that is the majority of their academic education happens in school. After school, children focus more on their social education. So they would do like sports. So a lot of people would do like basketball, soccer, baseball in the summer, spring. They do dance, gymnastics, cheerleading. These are some things that they would be doing after school for social education and just to learn and grow. So education in America, most of it is in school, like math, science, social studies, reading. All of this happens in school. After school, they're gonna play sports and stuff. Now in Korea, it's a bit different. So majority of the high level education happens after school, actually, in academies or hagwons. Of course, they go to school and they study, but after school, they go to these academies, and this is where they would study more. So they're gonna study a higher math, higher science. They're gonna study the language. Most popular definitely is English. There's so many English academies. Or you could have tutors. There's a lot of home tutors that go to your home and teach you at home. Everyone does this differently, but studying can go late into the hours. I know for several years I used to be a tutor actually. I would tutor elementary students until like 10 p.m. Now in America, this sounds insane, studying until 10 p.m. This is real. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it happens. The students, they're smart here, but the long hours of education is the reason for it. I have mixed feelings on this, of course. Koreans do like taekwondo or art class, Lego class, these things, which are the fun classes after school. So things can be a little different based on family to family. So these were a couple differences between America and Korea. Tell me if you agree with what I said or if you have some different experiences. Please leave them in the comments below. And remember to subscribe and like our video. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.